and his coaching staff do a great job, and see early on what can happen.
Well, it's been, in one case, it's been the offense that has carried the load, and of course against Riverside, the defensive side was the beckoning call, if you will, in that regional championship game. We're going to send it down to the field, the national anthem here from Walnut.
Singing our national anthem is Travis Hancock, a Mount San Antonio College student who's a member of our international award-winning chamber singers.
It's in your backpack.
City College of San Francisco, the Rams, made the trip all the way down south to Walnut, California. And coming up next, we'll have the battle between those Rams and the 10-2 winners of the South and the Mount SAC Mounties. Coming up next, only on the National Sports Radio station on Spreaker.com. Stay with us.
Welcome to Mixmasters, your number one choice for studio recording and post-production audio since 1999. Conveniently located in North Long Beach, California, near the 710 and 91 freeways. We are the one-stop shop for mixtapes, original beats, ghostwriting, audio mastering, graphic design, and CD duplication. Our pricing starts as low as $20 an hour, and all new customers get their first hour free.
Featuring a friendly staff of skilled engineers, the most convenient hours available, and welcoming guests of all ages and skill levels.
You can even leave with a DVD video of your session. So text or call for an appointment today at 562-355-2302. That's 562-355-2302. Or hit us up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Mixmasters Long Beach. Mixing business with pleasure.
San Francisco Chancellor Dr. Arthur Tyson.
From Hilmer Lodge Stadium in Walnut, California, Welcome to the 2014 Junior College California State Championship between the Mount San Antonio College Mounties and the City College of San Francisco Rams. Alongside Brian Tabajay and the entire national sports crew, I'm Chris Sylvester, and thanks for joining us on what should be a good one between two teams pretty familiar with each other, Brian. This afternoon's matchup will mark the 5th time in school history that these two teams have met in the CCCAA Championship game. And Brian Tabajay, as a fan of JUCO football, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Well, these two teams have been dancing around state championships, and they've pretty much both owned the state here. And to have things set off here from Hilmer Lodge Stadium, the last game of the season here for the state championship, it'll be some sweet redemption if Mount SAC can avenge that loss from 2011. Up in San Francisco, it was a shootout. They did play San Francisco in 2010 here for the state title as well. They ended up winning that game, but 2 apiece here we stand for the 5th game here just underway.
These two teams, two of the most storied collegiate programs at the junior college level, Brian. San Francisco City College, the 6-time champion, along with the Mount San Antonio College Mounties, who have won 3 championships at the CCCAA level. George Rush, the historic head coach for CCSF, Bob Jastrab, the first community college head coach to 100 wins in just 10 seasons. I mean, not only is this a matchup of historic programs, but historic players and historic coaches as well.
Yeah, Coach Jabs reaching his 100th victory early on in this season, and Coach Rush in his 38th season for the Rams. He's done a fantastic job up north. And like I said, they've tussled back and forth for state supremacy here. And with 2 of the last 4 belonging to either or team. And the San Francisco Rams are going to be here, to play at Hilmer Lodge Stadium. And the big thing is it's going to be a battle of defenses here, as both teams are 2 of the top 3 highly ranked defenses in the state, as we're just about to get underway here from Hilmer Lodge Stadium.
Well, the Mounties won the toss and elected to receive. For the City College of San Francisco, it'll be Christian Antizana kicking off, and for the Mounties, Christopher Solomon alongside Aaron Vaughn's back deep to get it. It'll be Aaron Vaughn's from his own 2-yard line. He'll cross the 10, get across the 20-yard line before he's met by a convoy of CCSF Rams at the 23, and that's where Justin Allo and the Mountie offense will start. The Mounties, here's how they got here. A round 1 victory on the road at Fullerton College. They got that big revenge win, like you mentioned in the pregame, Brian, at Riverside 35-14 a couple of weeks ago, and here they are 1 game away from what seemed improbable after the loss to Riverside in the regular season. The Mounties, by the skin on their teeth, sneaking in to the postseason, and here they are a game away from a California State Championship.
0.9%. They beat out Long Beach City to make it into the playoffs.
Well, the Mounties perhaps with some nerves here. It'll be a false start penalty to begin the game, and they'll back up inside their own 20 to their own 18. Joe Cupp, the offensive lineman for the Mounties, jumped there, and he was just offered this morning by UCLA. So obviously, we mentioned the historic players on both sides, the historic programs. They always seem to send guys to the Division I level. Handoff here will go to Omaris Tolbert, and CCSF is in the backfield to bring him down for a loss of 1.
Got to remind you guys, CCSF is the number 1 ranked defense in the state as far as points allowed. 15 stingy points allowed. San Francisco has done a fantastic job all season long here under Coach Rush.
Mounties will come out in a 2-wide set on 2nd and 17, both aligned to the far side of the field. Tolbert, the transfer from Orange Coast College, the lone back with Justin Allo, sophomore out of Carson. Allo to throw. He's going to air it out far side of the field. Gilchrist has got it, and he's pushed on out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That's a pickup of 8 yards. It'll still bring up 3rd and fairly long for the Mounties, and CCSF here on the first offensive possession for the Mounties has a chance to force the 3-and-out.
Yeah, and that's what they've been so well at all season long, Chris, is really playing a great zone defense on that last coverage there and just really making sure Gilchrist had nowhere to go. But San Francisco, really led by Coach Rush and doing a fantastic job closing the gaps on their opposing offenses.
3rd and 8 for the Mounties. Little play action. Allo under pressure, going to throw on the run, throws over the middle, and the pass is hauled in to the 40-yard line, I do believe. The official to the near side said it was a completion, but now the official to the far side of the field rules incomplete, and sure enough, an incomplete pass. The Mounties a 3 and out. They'll be forced to punt. So Mount SAC a 3 and out on their first offensive possession, and you got to think that false start penalty to start it off really killed that drive.
Well, these are two of the top California teams that commit penalties. That's not a category you want to lead the state in, but San Francisco penalized a lot this year.
Christian Fulham to punt for the Mounties and takes a favorable hop down inside the 30-yard line, and the Mounties will down it at the 28-yard line. So Christian Fulham, who's done a fantastic job handling the punting duties for the Mounties all season long, pins San Francisco inside their own 30. A lot of questions around this CCSF offense coming into the game. Their starting quarterback for the majority of the season was Anthony Rodriguez. He's a game-time decision, but it doesn't look like he'll come out here with the first team offense. It'll be Jeremiah Peralta, the backup sophomore that played in the win over American River a couple of weeks ago, the NCFC championship game that got CCSF here to Walnut, California for the state championship game. Jeremiah Peralta, sophomore out of Sacred Heart High School, and the first handoff is going to go to Hayes. Hayes across the 40-yard line, across the 45, and he's finally tackled down at the 47-yard line. So on the very first play of the game on offense for CCSF, a 19-yard pickup.
Well, Hayes has been their top back all season long, rushing over 1,000 yards, leading the state in touchdowns, 21 touchdowns, just 4 fumbles. And last week had 49 yards and a fumble as well.
First and 10 for the Rams at their own 47. 2 wide set, both aligned to the far side of the field. The snap is back. Handoff. Hayes once again spins out of a tackle and gets his way up ahead to the 48-yard line for just a pickup of 1. The Mounties have been great on the defensive front all season long, but this is possibly and probably the best offensive line they've seen all season long. CCSF has 2 guys committed to the SEC, 1 to Vanderbilt, 1 to Missouri, and another guy with a verbal commitment to Baylor. Truly remarkable on the offensive line for Coach Rush.
Not only are they a fantastic offensive line for San Francisco, they're a young offensive line. They average a height of 6'4", 230 pounds on that line as well, so good for a reason there.
The 2nd and 9. They'll go back to Hayes. Hayes to the near side of the field, and the Mounties all over it again. Aloisi was there to bring down Hayes at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9 for CCSF from their own 48. Just underway here from Hilmer Lodge Stadium in Walnut, California for the CCCAA state championship game. 12 minutes left to go in the opening quarter, and CCSF a 3rd and 9 from their own 48-yard line. It'll probably be the first passing situation of the day for the CCSF Rams.
Well, yeah, that's credit to the defensive line on that last push, Chris, on that last down. They did a great job bouncing off of that line, gobbling up Hayes.
4 wide set for the Rams, 3 aligned to the far side of the field. CCSF moving from right to left, and now a penalty marker will fly in. A delay of game penalty on the City College of San Francisco Rams. That'll back them up 5 yards. Well, now they'll say that San Francisco, just before the play clock ran out, called their first charge timeout. So with 11:38 left to go in the opening quarter, no score between Mount SAC and CCSF in the Junior College California State Championship game. CCSF will burn their first timeout of the evening.
Yeah, and it's, it's a little bit of nerves, I think. Peralta wasn't really ready for a snap there, so the coaching staff of San Francisco forced to call that timeout. We're in the first 1.5, but what we've seen so far really is just their defense is really coming out here. Mount SAC forced at a 3 and out and giving up the ball already on their first opening drive here of the game. And San Francisco on their first drive of the game as well. And you see how Hayes can be explosive. He really just waited for his blocks to develop on that big run for a first down just a few minutes ago, but we'll see what they do here as it's a 3rd and 9 now for San Francisco.
CCSF, the Bay 6 conference champions. They outscored their conference opponents 254-45. 3rd and 9 here for CCSF from their own 48. 3 wide set, all aligned to the far side of the field. Peralta going to throw. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. He's airing it out deep. Has a man inside the 10, and the pass is picked off. Down inside the 5-yard line, the pass is picked off by the Mounties, and it's Joseph Bryant, the sophomore safety with the monumental interception. The Mounties get it back.
Well, he just aired that ball out, did Peralta. And Bryant was eagerly anticipating that ball to fall. And he did a great job maintaining his composure.